Hey everyone, this is a guitar tutorial for I Believe by Phil Wickham. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to my channel or give this video a like and comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future. Additionally, if you're interested in any of the gear that you see today, there are links in the description below. Last but not least, if you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do just that by clicking the three dots that are next to the like button, and you can go from there, and I really appreciate it. Alright, grab your acoustic guitar, and you don't need a capo today. Yes! And let's get started. Alright, like I said, you're not going to need a capo today, and we're going to be playing in a friendly guitar key, which is the key of D. Here are the following chords you need to know. D, G, A, B minor, D over F sharp, D suspended, and maybe a D2. Alright, so let's start with D because there's a lot of variations of D in the song. Some of them are crucial, and some of them probably not a big deal if you're the acoustic guitar player. If you're the electric guitar player, it's definitely important. But let's start with D. Put your index finger on the G string, 2nd fret, ring finger on the B string, 3rd fret, and middle finger on the high E, 2nd fret. Don't strum the low E or A strings. This is the D chord. How to play D suspended, drop your pinky down on that high E, right underneath the ring finger, and you have yourself a D suspended. To play D2, you just lift off the middle finger and that pinky that we pressed down recently, and you have an open high E now. And finally, D over F sharp. You're going to have to move your fingers for this one. Index finger low E, 2nd fret, middle finger, G string, 2nd fret, ring finger, B string, 3rd fret. And you're going to notice that your index finger kind of blunts the A string. That's actually okay. You can get away with that. But you're going to strum the low E this time and try to include everything except the high E string. D over F sharp. For the G chord, I'm putting my middle finger down on the low E string, index finger A string, 2nd fret, ring finger and pinky are covering the high E and B strings of the 3rd fret. Now this, I can strum everything. That's the G chord. For the A chord, I'm pressing down with my index, middle, and ring fingers with the D, G, and B strings and in the 2nd fret, all squeezed in there, but I'm avoiding strumming the low E. You can also bar that chord. It's kind of up to you and your comfort level. Some people can't do that, so maybe just stick with the 3-fingered version for now. It's whatever floats your boat for this. For the B minor, you can do 2 different ways. The easy one is putting your index finger down on the high E, 2nd fret, middle finger, B string, 3rd fret, ring finger and pinky on the D and G of the 4th fret, but I can't strum the bottom 2 strings. That's the traditional B minor chord, but for this song, I'm actually going to bar the entire 2nd fret minus the low E, so A string down with the index finger. Middle finger is going to press the B string down on the 3rd fret, and ring finger and pinky go on the D and G strings of the 4th fret. Definitely tell that sounds thicker than the traditional B minor, so I would try to bar the chord if you can. And I believe that does it for all the chords. D, A, G, B minor, D over F sharp, D suspended, and D2. Now let's talk about D2. D2 is in some of the chord charts that I researched on. Praise Charts has D2 on theirs. You don't have to play D2. In fact, you can kind of get away with just playing a D chord. So we're going to stick with that. I'll go over some strumming patterns after we play through the song and a little bit more in depth on some other stuff that I can talk about. All right, here we go. D, G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A, D.
I believe there is one salvation, one doorway that leads to life, one redemption, one confession.
B minor,
I believe in the
G,
name of Jesus.
D. A, D.
I believe in the crucifixion. By his blood I have been set free. I believe in the resurrection.
B minor,
Hallelujah, his
G,
life is destiny.
D, G,
All praise to
D,
God the Father.
A,
All praise to
B minor, G, D, A, B minor, G, D, A, B minor, A, G, D over F sharp, A, D, G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A, D.
I believe in the hope of heaven. He's preparing a place for me, far beyond what hearts imagine, ears have heard or eyes have seen. I believe that a day is coming. He's returning to claim his bride.
G, B minor,
Like the altar, keep it burning.
A,
See the Lamb
G, D, G, D, A, B minor, G, D, A, B minor, G, D, A, B minor, A, G, D over F sharp, A, G, B minor, A, D, D over F sharp, G, B minor, A, D, D over F sharp, G, B minor, A, D, D over F sharp, G, B minor, A, D, D over F sharp, G, B minor, A, D, D over F sharp, G, B minor, A, D, D over F sharp, G, B minor, A, D, D over F sharp, G, B minor, A, D, G, D, A, B minor, A, G, A, D, D over F sharp, G, D, A, B minor, G, D, A, B minor, G, D, A, B minor, A, G, A, B minor, D over F sharp, G, A, D, G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A, D. Well, everyone, I hope that I was able to help you out with that song. Let's talk about some strumming patterns. And obviously, this song is going to be a little bit different from a lot of the stuff that's been out recently in CCM. And that's good because we need some more guitar material. So let's start with the intro, starting on D. So if I could describe the strumming patterns in this song as a whole, I would say two things. One, accents and syncopation. A lot of the stuff that's happening with the acoustic guitar doesn't really have to do with when the chord changes are happening, but it's how you're strumming the accents on certain beats or off beats and how you're switching from one chord to the next. So notice that I'm not going up and down right away. I kind of save that for the last part of the song when it's really, really full and big, and I want to use that up strum to its full advantage. So let's start with down strumming here, and this is what I'm doing for that D chord. And that's all I'm playing when I play up to the G chord. So doing that a little slowly. Da da, 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 da. That's kind of what I'm doing, at least to start. Now that may not be exactly perfect, but that's kind of the idea we're going for the accents. And then you have the G chord into B minor. So let's start from D to G and then stop on B minor. And right before I switch to B minor, I go like down, up, down strum right before I switch. So do that a little slower for you. And finally the A chord. So da, 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 G, da, 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 B minor, A. And if you want, you could practice that at home, just kind of tapping your knee. Da, 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 da. Of course, up tempo would be. And I feel bad because the way I teach guitar is more showing you and letting you do it and then trying to improve from there. And since YouTube is more of a one-way street deal, I can only help you if you need help in the comments. And even then, sometimes I can't describe what I'm doing. So a lot of this is doing it by feel and trying to pair up with somebody else that's a little bit better than your skill level. And let's be honest, there are other people that are better than me. So I really love playing with people that know their stuff, and I can kind of glean from them and kind of spice up what I'm doing, just learning and watching them too. So that's some piece of advice. I know I'm not showing you everything perfectly, but you can certainly try that. After the intro, especially if you're the electric guitar player, all you have to do is pluck the open D string. And you do that for a while. You go to the A string, 2nd fret for the B minor or the B note, and then low G, which would be a low E, 3rd fret. And then D to G, B minor, A, and then verse 2 hits. So for the chorus, it's kind of like the intro. I'm going to play that for you. Starting on G. The strumming pattern is the same as the intro, but the chords are a different order. So you have G, D, A, and B minor. And watch out for the end of the chorus because it starts to get a little quicker with those chord changes. Here's the last line of chords. G, D, A, B minor, G, D over F sharp, A. And that's how fast it happens. So you just got to watch out for that. Biggest piece of advice I can give you is really just to slow those chords down and just memorize those shapes and try to put them in order that way without strumming. Don't worry about the strumming yet. Just get those chords on time and the strumming will come. It will, but just get those chords on time. That's the biggest thing. And there is a little difference in that strumming pattern. You do that in between each chord, at least for the most part. There might be one or two that Phil's not doing that on, but for the most part, he's using that on every chord through the chorus compared to the intro. It's not as, it's more often in the chorus than in the intros. Anyway, guys, I hope that I was able to help you out. Again, I'm so sorry. YouTube's one of those one-way street deals where I can only show you so much, and this video has become long enough, and that's just the way it is. But if you need help, go ahead, comment below on what else I can do to help you and what else you'd like to see in the future. Maybe there's a song that's on your heart that you want to try. I can certainly look it up and help you out. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button, of course. And if you'd like to support my channel, you can certainly do that by clicking the 3 dots that are next to the like button. And there should be a menu that pops up that says thanks, and you can go from there. Well, I really appreciate it, guys. Have a great week. God bless.